Okay, so first of all, I made an icon. Basically, it's my avatar, and I just put KaM on it. We can change it, but this is just an example. I have it associated with a script file type, so that now it's like that. So I think that's good. Basically, I used Resource Hacker to do that, and I also used Resource Hacker to modify the menu. Didn't really change anything in the exe itself except for that, to be able to access different commands and to remove drop-down menus that people are really not going to use, like encoding for this. I mean, I just used the UTF-8, or I think whatever it is. I just have the default selected, and I removed that menu item to access that because I don't think the majority of people would ever be interested in doing that. But as you can see, run is not here. Run used to be in this menu item drop down, but now I moved it to file, so it's here and it works. And when you run and you save it, it's still going to come here and it's going to be saved here. Just to let you know, that didn't change, but it's just I moved it over there because this is going to be something I'll tell you about later, where I want the actual things that are saved here for the majority of people, but I'll get to that in a little bit. And I will actually show it in the next video, hopefully, that it's done what I'm trying to do. Now I just have this, so that's self-explanatory for people who are less experienced, but then I didn't change edit, search, or view. Language, I removed all languages except for Pascal and normal text. And then if people add a user-defined language, which there will be user-defined languages, which I'm going to insert with code automatically. I'm going to pull all the keywords and everything from the web. I'm writing VBA code, and I've written most of it already. Pull all the keywords and functions and all that stuff that's going to go into the user-defined language from the web, process it, and make the XML file, and also modify some of the files for Notepad++. So it's going to do it all in one shot. So that's how it's going to work, and these menu items are going to be increased. So right now this is the only user-defined language I have. This is the one I showed in the last video, but there will be more. But the way it's going to work is, the problem is when I go to Style Configurator, and let me say this, that I actually moved Style Configurator into this menu. It was in Settings before, but I think it would make more sense for it to be here, because this is where you change the colors and formatting and all that. If I would have this background color, I'm just going to add this to the custom thing, but I'm going to change it to white. So if I change the language, or I should say color theme, to something else, then I'm going to have to go and do what I just did. You have to go to Style Configurator, and not only the background that I just changed, but I'm going to have to change everything else in this global styles one. These languages don't apply anymore except for Pascal, if people use Pascal, but I don't even, yeah, Pascal's there if they want to use that. But none of this, I couldn't delete these from the menu with Resource Hacker. Just wanted to get the clutter out of the way, and people really don't need to come to this menu anyway when I have it set, when the color themes are all in here. Let me just go back here. So basically they won't have to do what I'm doing right now. Okay, so save and close. So my plan is, so I'm going to have the command lines here, so that basically what's going to happen is when you click on one, it's going to apply that user-defined language to the file of focus. But when it does, it's going to close Notepad++ and open it back up. In other words, restart it, right? And it's going to apply the background and all the other parts with the global styles to it automatically. So instead of people coming here to click on the language, they're going to come here to click on the color theme that they want associated with this specific file. The user-defined language is going to be associated with it, but the background color, if the background color is different, then they're going to have to reapply it when they come back to it. So it's kind of annoying. But if someone chooses just one theme and they apply it to all, then it's not going to be a problem, and I think that will be the case. People are going to just go back and forth until they find one they like, and then they're going to settle with one and it'll be okay. But all this trouble that I'm going through is going to make that back and forth process very easy for them, instead of them having to do all this extra work just to see what the themes are and how it will actually look. So maybe you noticed, but there's no tabs up here to show you what files are open. Basically, I went to settings and preferences and I checked this so that it would hide the tab bar. When it's not hidden, I have it set that they stack instead of it being in one row that you have to arrow left and right or use the mouse to scroll left and right. I think this is even better that way. But I have it hidden because I have a menu button that is going to do this. So this is basically, if we go to view, this is document list. I just made a copy of that shortcut, document list, and I put it in the menu up there, so people can automatically see this. And what's great about this is when you click on name, it's just like Windows Explorer. It's going to sort them, so it's great for sorting by extension type. Especially like me right now, I have different file types open, but I can have all the scripts clustered together so that when I press alternate V for verify script, then it's going to pull up the error window, which I now in my files renamed to errorwindow.txt. And so the way I have it is right now you see error window txt is not open, but when you press alternate V to verify, it's going to automatically open it up if it's not opened. And you just right click on here just like you would if the file tabs are up here. All of that menu is maintained when it's on the left here in the sidebar. So I'm just gonna, you can't see it, but I'm gonna say move to other view, and I have it that it's down instead of on the side like it was last time. But if you right click on the white line here, you can say if I want this to go to the right, like last time you say rotate, in this case right. Oh, I have it backwards. I should have said rotate left so that it's here. So it can be on the side if you want, but I think maybe it should be down there because the other IDE had it down there. So I think it's good, and I think it just has to be like 3 lines worth for you to be able to see it, because let's go to another script that does not have errors, for example. I reduced the amount of text it shows to just no errors also. That's another change I made. The problem is, which I cannot help, is that when you close Notepad++ and you open back up, you're going to have to manually move this down every time. The setting for that is not in any of the files that I have access to in this folder. It's in the exe itself. Just let me know what you think. Okay, so now sort files is just Windows. That's what it used to be called. I think that's more logical because that's what it is, so I named it that. But you can just sort files here, right? You don't need to sort files there, but I just left that in. But we can even choose to omit this completely. The advantage is they have this, so you can do what we do over there where you click this and then sort. So maybe we want to keep it, but if we find something better to put here, like a drop down with the way I can do it with Resource Hackers, if any of these that are a first menu item under these, so like any of these that you see here, not like when you go to settings and preferences. If it's something like Pascal, which is a menu item, a first level menu item, so to speak, then I can put something in place of this menu, a drop down of sorts with any of the commands that you would think that people would want to use, so that's quick access. And I renamed the question mark help and about because that's what it is. I didn't change anything with this. I left that alone, of course, because I don't want to try to hide that this is Notepad++. And I didn't change anything with the plugins menu or make any new additions to plugins. The plugins from the last video is going to be the ones that are going to be still used. And KaM, last time you mentioned that this might be a little bit of a confusion if like right now I have, let's see, quick text settings. I have yeah, let me change this first to the dynamic scripting language. That's what I have to do because the autocomplete is associated with that. Go to my plugins, go to settings. Now it's here, UDF. I redid these, so it's just this for sample code snippets. So I have these two, give group. Let me just try that. So actions.give group. I can have it that when you click on this, it will be autocomplete, but right now it is just going to insert code blocks that we will put in there with code. But I can make a shortcut. I say possibly, I think I can. Just let me know if this is good, because, or the user can do it themselves. They just go to plugins, they go to quick text settings, and in this menu here, they just uncheck that. And when they do, that will basically turn off the code snippet. So actions.give group, and they click on it. It's literally just going to autocomplete, and it's going to show the parameters. I'm going to try to have a shortcut. That's what I want to do with that, so that they can turn it on and off without having to go into that menu to do it. And I have plain text here, so that if they want to just change it to plain text right away, that is no language at all, then they can automatically do it. And that's really all I have for now. But I've done a lot more work. I just didn't put it all together yet, but I just want to see what y'all think about this so far so that I can move on.